Welcome to this hot and buggy July 11, 2020. We thought we would either have to deal with high humidity or bugs. So we're trying to split it down the middle. It's 9 o'clock in the morning for us and there are bugs and it is getting warm, but we should survive. We'll see. We only have about a half hour because there's no plank pose today, no plank challenge, as I said yesterday. But if you really want to do one, you can obviously do one all on your own. Are you ready?
Yep.
Just checking to see your pockets on that shorts.
I'm just noticing something very strange.
You have fake pockets.
Okay, yeah, fake pockets, but they seem like real pockets, but they're sewn shut. I'll have to investigate that later.
Yes.
Very strange.
Very strange.
I paid for pockets, but yet they sewed them shut. Just saying.
You can unsew them,
Yeah.
but just not now. All right.
Not now.
Inhale, reach up, look up. Fill your lungs with nice warm air. Exhale. Just bring your arms back down. And again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, reach up, lean back gently. And exhale. Let's try to keep that motion going. Get ready for triangle. Inhale. Exhale. Come into triangle. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come back into triangle. Inhale, come up. Exhale, triangle. Last time, inhale, come up, stretch up for the ceiling. Exhale, come to triangle. Now we're going to hold. As we get spat on by the tree.
By the way, it's interesting. The trucks now have stopped on Saturdays. We're pretty quiet.
Yes, it's nice.
I didn't hear anything this morning.
Exhale, look down. Inhale, come up. We just check, make sure that's just coming off the tree. It is not. It is coming onto the computer.
Uh-oh.
We'll just pause this for a second. All right. We've put up a beach umbrella over the computer, and so it should work. So now on the right-hand side, triangle. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, come to triangle. Inhale, back up. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, up. Exhale, triangle, and this time hold it.
I feel this in my shoulder.
And release. Come back to the front of your mat. We're going to do the same with extended triangle. I said we're not doing plank challenge, but we are going to do something vigorous, at least at the beginning of yoga. I'm not going to wear anybody out because I'm also pretty warm. Then inhale, step back. Exhale, come down. Inhale, back up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And stay here. Minik is demonstrating the more advanced version of the pose and doing a very nice job of it. Inhale, come up and step to the front. Just do the same on the other side. Wait for the car to go by. Inhale, step back. Extend your arms. Exhale, come to triangle, extended triangle. Inhale to sort of an warrior two pose. Exhale, extended triangle. Inhale. Exhale, extended triangle and hold. And release. And back to standing, shake it out. Let's do a simple forward bend, again with some movement. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold, and come either hands to shin and stretch your back long, or come a little bit further down. Let your head dangle if you're coming further down. On the inhale, soften your knees. Come all the way back up. Exhale, take your time. Forward bend. Inhale, back up. One last time. Exhale, forward bend. Grab a hold of an anchor of some form, toes, ankles, shins. Let your head dangle. And then just hold on to this anchor while you slowly straighten one leg and then the other one. Walk it back and forth. Push your hips out to the side at the same time. And slowly, gently pull your elbows out to the side. Encourage yourself. Use your core to pull yourself lower down. And release. With an exhale, bring your hands to your hips. And inhale, bend your knees. Come up. Tiny, tiny bit of a breeze.
Yep.
All right. Let's do something fun. Let's do a balance pose. What kind of balance pose would you like?
The airplane one.
The airplane. Okay, so we're going to do warrior three. So you have many options.
I'm not sure why I said that, given the fact that I can't find any level ground, but I think my foot kind of fits right there.
Good. Bring all your weight to your left foot. Step back with your right. Put only a little bit of weight on your right toe. Straighten your leg and then lean forward. Let your right leg come off the ground.
If you can.
If you can. And lean forward. Arms out to the side. Try to bring your chest into a slight cobra pose. So you're lifting it gently, lifting the collarbones. Keep raising the right heel. And now try to square your hips with the floor. So the right hip has to drop a little bit. You'll feel that in the left one that's supporting you. Oh. And release, come back up. If you've dropped your right hip, so normally when we do that, just because the hip is weak, we turn the hips so that the right hip is higher than the left. With time, you want to drop that right hip so your hips end up being square, and that really, really hits the outer edge of the gluteus muscle group, and you feel that. That's what gives you dimples.
No comments.
No comments. Ground your right foot. Lean forward. Extend your arms out to the side. Remember, the left foot can stay on the ground for a little bit of balance. What you want is you want to transfer your weight to the right foot and then to gently drop the left hip. The right leg is as straight as it can be. Collarbones lifting. And release. Come up. And shake it out. And now I'm sweating buckets.
Are you really?
Yeah, it's the beard. And my hair's getting long again. Let's just get down to the ground then.
Okay.
Probably more breeze if we're standing, but anyways, there's no breeze now. In any case, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back to high plank. And then either sink all the way down into a low plank or bring just your knees to the floor. Hang out there in a low plank with knees or toes.
There are an awful lot of ants on my bed.
Inhale, upward
I
facing
don't want to hurt
dog.
the ants, but I don't want to lay down on them either.
Exhale, downward facing dog.
Sorry.
And come down onto your knees. Don't say sorry to me. It's very nice that you're saving the ants. As an entomologist, I approve.
Okay.
I got one to get rid of too.
Just usually there's like one and you can avoid it, but it was like, whoa, where am I supposed to lie down?
Okay, don't come towards me, an entomologist, but doesn't mean I need you as a friend at this moment. Stop it. Okay. And another one. He's smaller. She, probably.
I'm pretty sure if he knew you were an entomologist, he'd run, because we all know what entomologists do with insects usually is pin them.
Bring the soles of your feet together. Move your hips as close as you can while still keeping your knees relatively high. And let your knees drop out to the side. Inhale, sit nice and straight. Tuck your chin in. And while we're sitting here, we're going to do our breathing exercises. So holding your feet, your collarbones are tall. Breathe into your belly nice and deep. And now try to lengthen the exhale so that it's twice as long as the inhale. And Monique will continue while I get something to shield the microphone. Now it's starting.
Yeah, we may have to take a pause on this one.
It's getting worse.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm okay with getting a little wet. But...
I'm okay with getting a little wet too. As long as the computer is safe, lock I'll put into a safe place.
We'll just pretend we actually have a shower.
Yes. Oh, the fun we have when we live outside.
Yeah.
So now with the exhale, release your hips, lift your knees. With the inhale, push your knees out to the side, drop them down to the ground. And then reverse, lift up to exhale, inhale. And you're pushing your knees out to the side, so they're going this way. The end effect is that they get closer to the floor. But if you just sort of squeeze your buttocks, it's not all that great for your back. So imagine you're opening out to the side. That's what releases the inner hips. 2 more times. Well, birds don't seem to care about the rain.
No, but we noticed they were quiet yesterday in the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Same as the bunnies. No bunnies in sight.
Lean back.
Of course, if I lived underground, I wouldn't be out yesterday either.
Roll your feet in and out. No, underground's probably fairly cool. You've got ants again.
Yep, everywhere.
Let's stretch the front of our legs, and we'll stretch the back of our legs. Pull your right heel back. This is an earwig. And you know the drill. Bring your hips over as close as you can, whatever your ankle and knee allow. Make sure there's no pain in your knee. Stretching feeling in the top of your foot. If it's pain, it's not that great, but a stretching feeling you do want. So try to.
I'm just doing both legs too. I think that's an option, isn't it?
Yes, you can absolutely do both legs at the same time. And then if available, you lean back. And like we did the other day, I then bring the top part of my body into fish pose. And I bring the crown of my head down to the ground. If you're doing this both legs, you can stay. If you're doing this with just one leg, roll over to the long leg side. Pop out the bent leg. You can stay there if you like.
Yeah, go back down.
Quite impressed you're leaning back both legs.
Yeah, I just don't want to be there that long.
If you do lean back with both legs, always watch out what your sacrum is doing. It can be quite a stress, especially if the front of the hips are tight. So if there's any pain in the lower back, do it one leg at a time.
Yeah.
Good. Where is it uncomfortable? Okay. So the shoulders aren't doing anything. And release. Lean back, roll your feet back and forth, check in with your lower back if everything's okay. Now we're going to do a pose called Mahamudra, or Great Seal. It looks a lot like something that we do many times. There's a bit of a difference. If you remember, I was talking about how when you breathe deep into your belly, you keep that little tiny band, or it's about 2 inches beneath your belly button tight. So that's the lower seal. The upper seal is what we've been doing with our necks when we breathe in and hold our breath. We're holding our breath by keeping the expansion going, but then you tuck your chin in, and then that's the upper seal. So you're in yoga and Eastern philosophy theory, you are then keeping the energy from being expended through both ends. You're keeping it in the heart, you're keeping it in the lungs, and you're absorbing it. So we'll do that pose. The setup looks a lot like something that we've done before. The right foot comes against the left thigh, and then you reach down and you grab whatever anchor allows you to keep the legs and the back straight. So you're lifting your collarbones. You're taking a big inhale, and then you hold that bottom seal. So you're tensing the muscles just beneath the belly button, and you're dropping your chin and pushing it against the cleft in your collarbones. And you hold your breath for as long as you like, somewhere
While
between
you've
the count of
while
5
you've
and 10.
inhaled.
Yes, inhale and
Inhale.
hold the
Okay.
breath. And release. And we'll do it 3 times, so 3 breaths. And repeat. And the last time. Obviously, you're doing this for your length of breath. And release. So that combines several things. It combines the hip opener because the knee's out to the side. Because the back is straight, you're tilting your pelvis forward, you're getting a stretch in your hamstring. If you're grabbing an anchor like your foot, you're getting a stretch in your calf, and then you're doing the breath exercise. So it's a lot to do all at once. It's a lot to think about, and that's where this aspect of yoga comes in, because if your mind starts to wander, some of that is not going to work. And I would ask that if your mind does start to wander, then release something. The best thing to release first is the straight leg. That protects your back, that protects your knee, and then you won't hurt yourself. On the right side, just set up, get your torso in the right place, lift the collarbones, take a big inhale. And number 2. And number 3. And release. So if you're not doing the breathing exercise, that's fine. You can also just do this stretch. Now let's stretch the front of our body. Somebody lying on your belly. Shake out the ants first. And let's start with a Sphinx pose. Release and relax the lower back. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. And just rest your gaze down on your fingertips. It should be a fun day. It's oppressively hot in the shade.
Well, it's not oppressively hot. It's just extremely humid.
It's hard to move without sweating.
I don't sweat much yet.
And then replace your elbows with your hands. Roll your shoulders back. Squeeze your back. Lift your head. Come to Cobra pose. And release. Let's take a break before coming up to upward facing dog. Then put your hands back underneath your shoulders. Bring your toes together. Come up on your toes already. And then if upward facing dog from your toes is difficult, you can leave your knees on the ground until you're up. Otherwise, straighten your legs. Your legs are off the ground. Push into the floor till your torso's off, and then slide forward and up. Okay?
Mosquitoes in your hairline.
Oh. And with an inhale, lift the hips up. Push back to downward facing dog. And now you have the option of staying in downward facing dog, or you can do the following exercise, which will help with pushing into downward facing dog. So from here, you bend your elbows and your knees till both are hovering over the ground. So your hands and feet are still the only things touching the ground. And then you push back up to downward facing dog. And we do that again. Come down, hover over the ground, and up and back. The third time, hover over the ground, and push back. And cross your ankles, come back to seated. So that's an exercise for the triceps. If you do that often enough, they get strong enough that they can help push you up into downward facing dog and hold you there more comfortably.
This used to have just
No, I think we started sort of at 9, and then we have the rain delay and stuff.
no, we started.
Anyway, I was thinking at like 9:25. So we'll do a twist.
I'm just finding it hard.
Yeah, I'm finding it hard.
Impatient campers.
So a simple twist. We all know how this works. Just set it up, turn to the side. Engage your core before you turn all the way around to the back. Release with a gentle counter twist. And switch sides.
Ah!
Look at them all.
This is a crazy. You have no ants on your mat?
Nope, none.
I've never
one.
had them like this.
And twist to the left.
I don't mind ants normally, but that many is crazy. Must have landed on a colony here.
I think so. And release with a slight counter twist. And come down to corpse pose.
Actually, go do mine on the bed. So I
Minik
say goodbye to everybody.
Run away from the ants.
I say goodbye to everybody, but I will not lie down on an ant colony.
Stretch your arms out to the side. Relax your hips and your feet. Relax your face. Slowly bring some feeling back to your fingers and toes. Roll your hips. Then inhale, stretch overhead. Then exhale, tuck in your knees. Round your back. Roll side to side and up and down. And roll over to your right side. And then using just your arm strength, push your way up to seated. Cross your ankles. And inhale, lift the crown of your head up. Stretch your back, flattening out all the natural curves. And then release. Let the natural curves come back. Your head slides back over your shoulders. Sitting tall. Relax your hips so your knees can come towards the floor. Then inhale, bring your hands together. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining us on this relatively complicated yoga day.
And I was right, it was much nicer on the bed.
Monique, if you didn't hear her, she just said she was right. It was much nicer to do it on the bed. And now I'm getting drizzled on again. Oh well, but at least it's done. And I can send it off. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a nice day.